are back at Bearden Falls. This is the Bearden Falls Trail. And we've had some rain, so I don't think the drought is over in North Georgia, but the water's flowing again. But I had some trouble finding my parking area. I've been here before, a couple of times before with Godfrey. This is like one of the 5 trails I have earmarked for him that he can hike now. There aren't too many that are interesting that he can hike anymore. This one's got some water. It's got the falls that we'll get to. It's just not that long. It's about, I think it's a little less than 2 miles. But it's a mid-spring day. It's about 70 degrees, but humid as all get out. So had to break out the bug spray to keep myself from getting bit. And who knows, it may even rain on us today. We'll see. But time to hike. It's been a little while since we've hiked. Had to take a trip. Was in Paris for a couple of weeks. And then before that, the timing just never works. You know, I always intend on going like every week or every couple of weeks, but the timing something always gets in the way. Weather or something happens that I have to go to. But we're back today. It's nice to be out here. And he's still going. The limp from his front leg went away. Thank goodness. Didn't have to do anything special. It just kind of went away on its own. I guess it's just his old age. So I put Godfrey back on leash. Number one, because he's eating too many things again. And I don't need him throwing up in the middle of the night. And the second is because this is like a Forest Service road, at least this part of the hike. I can't remember if it's always like this the whole way, but you can see the deep wheel ruts that are full of water, and I really don't feel like having them all full of muddy water today. I do have the towel in the car and everything, but it's just such a mess. So he's on leash at least for a bit. Keep the mud off and the throw up away. A leash a day keeps the throw up away. There are plenty of these little water crossings where he can drink, which is better than drinking out of the deep the wheel rut puddles. This is far cleaner. Okay, it's the first real water crossing where my feet might get wet. Hopefully not. We'll see. Come on, Godfrey, let's go. You can walk through. I will walk over. So now there are some trees blocking the path, but it looks like other people have gone this way, so will we. Give it a try. It's not too far to go. This way, Godfrey. Yep. Short, rerouted trail to get to the other side of that mess. So there are a lot of downed trees across the trail this time. Godfrey had a really hard time getting past one. I had to sort of pick up his hind legs to get up over the top, and then he could squeeze underneath the other log. I was wondering if maybe we were just done for the day, because there was no way around except through really thick brush. But we made it. So now we gotta see which way we gotta go. I think we go back across the water right here. So we had another mess of down trees to cross. This might take a while. Maybe it makes it a more interesting trail, but way harder for Godfrey to get across with all these down trees. What turns out might be better for me is not good for him. We'll see. Time to get across the rest of the way. Let's see, is that rock stable? All right. Back on the trail. So after that last rough bit of trees so far, now the last 10 minutes or so, been smooth. Keep my fingers crossed. Now, this trail is slightly longer than I thought. I had confused it with another trail, so I think this one's closer to 4 miles. And got somewhat of an incline, but nothing too crazy. Oh, I spoke too soon about down trees. I can see some coming up. This is what I mean by down trees. This was a fairly easy trail before, but now you got a lot of obstacles. And I have to let Godfrey off leash to navigate these things, so it's much easier for him and me. So squeeze around and go through. But now he's got to go back on the leash. He's eating bad things. You can mark all you want, just don't eat. Thank goodness for the blazes. Somebody's come out here in the last year and remarked the trees with blue blazes. Otherwise, some of these cases you won't be able to see exactly where the trail goes because of all the down trees, and it's a little overgrown. So somebody's been here, but they haven't cleared out the trail. It's a little bit narrow now. Now I know my dog is super old. He has never sat in a stream in his life. I know it's humid out, but he's never done that. My old dog. And you really feel the humidity difference today versus before I left for Paris. The dew points are back up in the mid-60s. So even though the temperature is nice and cool, it's just the air is thick. Look at how lush the forest is after the few days of rain. It's like a wonderland. Keep going. So this is the last bit. It's a bit of a steep climb, but it's nothing that Godfrey has to climb over. So it's just an incline, so he can just slowly walk it, which he did. But we're almost to the falls. Here we are. Bearden Falls. Our fry guy made it. But as usual, what does he gotta do? Try to get a stick. It's not a stick, it's a giant log lodged at the bottom of the falls. He's a special kind of guy, what can I say? Right, Godfrey? So my dog is officially tired. Giving him a little bit of a break, even though he doesn't know how. He just likes to keep going, even in his advanced age. So he's kind of abandoned me at the falls, and he's like, okay, it's time to go back. Now, I gotta get moving before he gets into trouble. He's coming up the side of the hill like a dope. Godfrey. This is not where I want you to be. No, 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 no. Go back, go back. What a ding-dong. Heading back down that little side trail. That's where people go to the top of the falls, which we're not going to do. All right, I'll finish up my little break and then we head back. All right, I tried to crawl in. It's a little hole here where maybe I get a different perspective of the falls and the stream as it winds down through the rhododendrons. Now I promise, time to get going. So it's been very difficult to take pictures and film video and chat on this hike because I gotta have Godfrey on this leash, and I have to keep taking him off of it and watching him as we try to traverse some of these down trees. And you know, I usually let him loose on some of these water crossings because it's much easier for him to navigate if I'm not holding on to him. He knows best how he needs to get moving. Well, I can help him. He's pretty good at finding ways that he can handle. So I have to let go of him on those areas, and I'm just too busy watching him. So what are those? It's not even a first world problem. Is anybody really supposed to be doing this while they hike anyway? You should just be enjoying the nature, which I'm doing, I promise, even while I record. Guy needs a drink break. Godfrey, drink. He had some, but he needs more. Godfrey, come on, go drink. Go drink. Can you just sit down? All right, sit down. Have a lay. Relax. Cool off. The humidity is getting to you. Just like me. Take a break and then we'll get going. This is a prime example where I had to let him off leash so he can make his way around and through. We have a few more. Well, they're small, but for him they're kind of large now. Come on, Godfrey. Give you an example. That's a log that's just over the trail. Let's see where he decides to go. He sees a small break, and rather than jumping it like he used to do in the old days of old, he finds the break and just walks through. So there's a little bit of wisdom in his galooti head. And you can see him get over this thing. It's kind of painful. Kind of painful to watch. But he's actually having the time of his life, I think, today. It's been a while since he's been out here. Every time I'm out here, every time I bring him, I wonder how many of these he's got left. But I'll keep bringing him as long as I think he can handle it. You know, he's 11 years old, and even though I've only lived in Georgia for less than 6 years, he spent, half his life here. So to him, this is everything now. Where to me, it's like I feel like I just got here still. But he's thoroughly enjoyed every single one of these mountain hikes. Still gets super excited when it's time to go. He knows the backpack when it comes down. Sorry for the leash in the video, because I had to swat a fly in my ear. Here's what I mean by these rhododendrons. It's really thick here. It's like a tunnel. If you're listening to this as a podcast, shoot over to the website, thecasualhike.com, and I'll have the video up there. You can just go watch it there. It's on YouTube. This is like being in there's a really dense forest here. So now we made it back to the Forest Service Road. So really, if you wanted to, you had a Jeep or whatever that could make it through some of these deeper ruts and this small stream crossing. You could just drive all the way to the end here where there's like a campsite and park over there instead of walking down the Forest Service Road. But we're almost done. He made it. It turned, all the obstacles turned what is normally kind of a milquetoast trail until you get to the end where the falls are. Into a little bit of an event. I actually made it more interesting, even though it was hard for him to get around. Harder for Godfrey to get around. But all in all, good day. Almost back to the Jeep. All right, we're coming to the end. Just on the other side of the stream is the Jeep. And that is the Bearden Falls trail hike. I'm sure we'll be back again, as I only have like 5 trails for Godfrey to hike. I'll look for more, but I'm not sure how many I can find that are easy for him to do. So, until the next time, go take a hike.